To the Nigerians in the house. How are we doing today? I hope everybody's good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. We're doing fine. You.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. That's good. That's good.
Uh, should we ask something before just to the topic?
Okay, can I start from my side?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Good evening, peace ambassadors. My name is Suzan Paledi. I'm with my partner. He will definitely introduce himself. Our
And
topic
I,
of motion. Pardon? Am I audible?
Yes, you
yes,
are.
loud and clear.
Yes, our topic is African Union Agenda 2063, where it's us as African Union, it's the Africa we want, where it's about a strategic framework and the continental transformation, which it gives us the insight of the Africa we want, the Africa we want to live in, and more importantly, the peaceful homes of every African, where we'll be free amongst every country in Africa where the Agenda 2063 is designed to guide the continent's inclusive and sustainable socio-economic transformation towards a prosperous future, a future where we want to see our brothers and sisters living in harmony and working together as one continent. Where the core vision and the goals of the African Union Agenda 2063 is the overreaching vision for the continent by the 2063, which is the year and the target year, where an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven by its own citizens and representing a dynamic force in the international arena. Where when we penetrate the international markets, international arenas, we will stand as brothers and make sure that we work and stay and move with the same tune. And then this vision, it marks a decisive strategic shift from the historical focus on political liberation, where politics will be doing the motion and mandate on the policies and frameworks will be the same thing, and we will be aligning with the values and how we want our Africa will be. Therefore, it also prioritizes the inclusive socio-economic development, continental integration, and robust good governance. Means the level of the way they're stealing for everything, it will come to an end because we will be building where we are getting a great leaders and a good governance, and everything will be done and led by dignity and peaceful way. Where our ultimate goal will be to establish the Africa as united, peaceful, and globally influential powerhouse. We won't have Nigeria, South Africa. It will be the Africa we want. It will be the continent that moves and aligns and work together as one. Well, this mission has the 7 aspirations, where is a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. And therefore, also an integrated continent, politically united and based on the ideas of the Pan Africanism. Important one is Pan Africanism and the vision of Africa's renaissance, where the goal is achieving continental unity. That's what I'm emphasizing on, that we become one, work together, no xenophobia and other social factors that divide us. We'll be moving and aligning in a peaceful way and as a united team. An Africa of good governance, democracy, respect for human rights, justice, and rule of the law. Reference of what is happening, transpiring in other countries, looking at South Africa with the xenophobic attacks and other problems, and a peaceful and secure Africa, where it will be an Africa where everybody will want to be at, where will any country will be a home for any African brother and sister, where it will be a home for our kids and a better future for everyone. An African whose development is people driven, relying on the potential of African people, especially in women and youth, and caring for children, where the level of killing of women and children, youth, and depriving of social benefits will come to an end. We will have a safe space for women, where the GBVs and other factors will come to an end. I know there will be certain cases, but at least we won't have that extreme cases where there will be gender-based violence and women and children don't have a space in the markets, and other factors or the male-dominated field will be in a space where the women and children are safe, secure, and also we see them in our states and government. And Africa is a strong, united, and influential global player and partner with amongst the trades and amongst doing business on the socio-economic. The Africa will rise and will make sure that we participate and join and match our strength and what we have from our countries to penetrate the markets on the international stage. My partner can take it from the strategic role of the African youth.
All right, good evening, everybody. That was my part now, Suzan Paledi. My name is Stephen Prince from Nigeria. It's nice to have every one of you here. So for the role of African youth, the African youths are the critical demographic assets for the successful execution of Agenda 2063. Their engagement is essential across all four key domains. When I say African youths are the critical demographic assets, I mean we all have to work together. We all have to just put our hands together and work. We will not just sit down and then have the countries we want, have the continents we want build itself. Yeah, we have to put in work. We have to come out, take our places, do things out of our wills. Nobody wants to be stressed. Nobody wants to be worked up. But we should start doing something for this. So African youths are the critical demographic assets for the successful execution of Agenda 2063. Their engagement is essential across all four domains, which one is driving economic transformation. In driving economic transformation, I mean entrepreneurship and job creation, launching innovative youth-led enterprises in strategic sectors, including technologies, agribusiness, manufacturing, and the creative arts, thereby reducing high youth unemployment and diversifying national economies. I mean skill revolution, committing to advanced education and specialized training, especially in the STEM, technical and vocational education and training to build a competitive knowledge-based economy, harnessing digital ecology, utilizing information and communicating technology, that's ICT, to establish a pan-African digital market, optimize business essential and efficiency, and enhance participation in the global digital economy. I mean, promoting good governance and peace. We should work towards promoting good governance and peace because all the decisions our leaders make today, they affect us in a way, whether we like it or not. So youth participation is vital for strengthening governance and ensuring continental stability. So for promoting good governance, I think the youth should involve in civic and political engagements, activities like participating in democratic processes, advocating for institutional accountability and transparency, and seeking political offices to influence policies. And then advocating for human rights, championing the rule of law, and the protection of human rights includes advancing gender equality and safeguarding the rights of marginalized group. Then we have number C, advancing continental unity and identity. Achieving an integrated and united continent requires the youth to fully embrace Pan-African ideas like fostering Pan-Africanism, cultivating a strong, unified Africa identity and solidarity that transcends existing national, ethical, and religious boundaries, facilitating free movement, advocating for the leveraging and implementation of key African Union protocols, such as African Continental Free Trade Areas, and then the Free Movement Protocol to maximize opportunities for continental trade, labor, mobility, and education. And then we have cultural exchange and innovation, utilizing media technology and the creative arts to promote shared heritage, drive cultural innovation, and enhance Africans' global soft power. And then to the number 4, we have championing sustainability development. Now, how do we champion a sustainability development? Youth leadership is crucial for building environmental sustainable and climate resilience in the economy. Climate action, developing and implementing sustainable practices and clean technologies with a focus on renewed energy and efficient resources management to change impacts. Environmental stewardship, engaging in conservation efforts and robust pollution control, which actively advocating for policies that guarantees the sustainable management of Africa's natural resources, modernizing Africa for food security. Sorry, I'll take that again. Modernizing Africa for food security, involving innovating within the agricultural sector for sustainability, increase food security, and enhance the value chain, ensuring the widespread adoption of modern environment sound farming practices. So with all these are the ways that we can achieve the 2063 vision, which is the Nigeria we want. Thank you.
Okay, that's a wonderful presentation, Mr. Steven. Great job with you and your head partner, Suzan. So if anyone has a question to ask, we can just. Thank you. You know the routine, we just need to raise our hands up and we'll give you the floor. Thank you. Okay, I see you, Hamza.
Okay, thank you. I must commend Rosanna and Suzanne and the other speaker. I mean, it's been a great session. Um, my question is, what can the youth do to promote peace and combat extremism in their communities and aligning it with the agenda 2063 vision? I don't know if you get my question. Did you get that?
Okay, Rosanna, Suzan wants to answer. Yeah.
Thank you for the beautiful question. Your question, if I got it right, is what can the youth try to how can the youth achieve,
What can they do to promote peace
what can they,
and
yeah, to
yeah,
promote
to promote peace?
peace, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
The youth, what they can do is that we are more of the vocal youth compared to other generation, and we are
yeah,
keyboard warrior. Maybe it's about time we promote or try to use the power we have to promote peace, because we are the one that are the future. So what we can do is try to it has to start with us, because we are the most wounded youth that I've came across. It has to start with
yeah,
us as the Peace Alliance, for South Africa and Nigeria, to teach them why do we want peace, because they seem to not to understand why. Some, they seem not to understand why we want one Africa, why we want to work together, and some, they don't have peace because they are carrying things that they don't understand. Because somebody hated you doesn't mean you also have to hate the other person without no valid reason. So we are more caring of things like it is that we don't even understand. So we need to start with me and you to promote peace. We need to use social media to spread peace. When every day you talk about peace, kindness,
yeah.
those who understand the language will join you. Then it will be a movement, as it started with a Peace Motion Alliance team. We know now we need peace. So if we also contribute and involve others to what we do, then we'll have a community that understands the definition of peace and will definitely win in that war, or what we are trying to overcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A beautiful presentation, I must say. I see my partner, probably he has lost the network, but we can keep the ball rolling. Whoever has a comment or a question can chip in. Um, I'm thinking about South Africa as you are speaking about the youth and how we can involve them in peace. So we have a problem of in South Africa where the unemployment rate is high, and most of the people who are unemployed are the same youth that we are trying to get them to understand. And it's more like they are in the two worlds whereby there's fight of the xenophobia and they are trying to survive and live and trying to find jobs at the same time, and they are bombarded with this information that and non-South African people are taking their jobs and so on. So now my question is, how do we tackle such things, whereas there's still social media that is doing the same thing, like discouraging that piece is it's an ongoing thing. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's my question. How do you go about? Is it through
Okay.
talk, or do we do the programs that are like actually actively dealing with the problems, like the unemployment, maybe providing skills or any other programs that will actually put the people at ease? Because sometimes engaging in dialogues only doesn't really help.
I agree. I
Mm.
agree with what you're saying. I'm in South Africa, amongst the statistics of the unemployed, the frustration, the anger, the not knowing where your next bread will come from. It's so stressful, right? So now the programs, the dialogues, they don't help. I've been in many dialogues this year. I participated in I don't know how many dialogues where it was the same thing, talking about the unemployed, but the unemployed are not in the same room. Somebody speaking on your behalf, in which it doesn't help. How do you talk about poor while you're not? You have to include them. That's where the importance of inclusivity. So you touched the point of xenophobia, where the thing is, the stigma is still spreading like a wildfire. That's when I said we are living with different people. We are living with people that might promote hate. Remember, something that is bad is spread so fast compared to a good thing. Compared to a peace, if you start talking about peace, you might be listened by 5 people out of 50, So now it's not about us starting programs. It's about us trying to make sure that whenever we meet an unemployed, we try to show them that there are also other sides that are not against the person, because yes, we can do the programs, but we have many programs now. There are learnerships, there are the how to get hired, but then all the dialogues also, they are in the city. If you were to go to the grassroots, there are no such dialogues, and that's where the main root problem are. And you have to understand that politically, and politically, those people who are talking, who are spreading the xenophobia, some is because they understand the social problems and what is xenophobia, but if you try to explain that to someone who doesn't understand it, it's another thing. And some people are spreading it because they want to spread hate. They want to make sure that we hate while we are not. They're spreading hate because it's part of their mandate. I've heard that people are being paid to say certain things on social media. What if, as a team, we do hashtag peaceful Africa and it grows? Therefore, many people will also be included in the movement of the peaceful Africa. So what I'm trying to say is that it has to start with me and you, so that it can at least grow. Because on the social media, we are talking about those unemployed ones, the frustrated ones, and they're blaming in the government. They are looking others being employed, then they're pointing fingers, while the cancer is their leaders. Where is the robust good governance? Zero. So some is based on the decision of what they see at the moment, therefore hence the attack. But if we can try to dive and show them the other side, we will definitely conquer. I beg to differ. Thank you.
Well said, Suzanne. Well said. Uh, Rosanna, your hand was up. You still have something to say?
Hello, am I audible enough?
Well,
Sorry, man, about that. Yes, I just wanted to know. I just wanted to ask. Um, do you think that do you think that what can I say, our hope for peace and compliance is like wishing for dinosaurs and unicorns? Because from what I'm seeing, what is happening, like the person who spoke before me said, with everything that's going on social media, it's unfortunately not only on social media, and our generation is somehow being a cancer to the younger ones. I'll explain what I mean. So there was a time where I went for what do you call it, like a program for the kids in a primary school, right? So this primary school had kids that are from outside South Africa, and the kids that were South African were refusing to hold hands with kids that are not South African, and they called them names. So you can imagine a grade 1 to 3 learner calling another learner names. Where do they get these things? So if we as parents, we as the adults of this generation are being toxic and are passing it down to the kids, do you think that there's hope for peace and compliance?
okay, Stephen. So what's you?
Rosanna, thank you for that. Is there a question? For me, I would say what you do at home when you go outside, you still do the same thing. For a child to come in contact with other children and start saying things and start pointing fingers and saying, okay, this person is not from South Africa, this person is not of value, and all of that, it's as a result of what their parents must have taught them. Because a child will not just get any information. The information a child goes with is what they learn from their houses, first off, from their parents, from their guardians, first off, and then what they see on the social media. Now, we as the parents, why do we want to pass this whole thing we're going through to our children instead of building a better tomorrow? Now, if you don't if you don't teach your children certain things, they will not know it. If you teach them certain things, they will know it. Now, I think the ball is in our court for us to put in the work of teaching our younger generation the best we can do, and not blindfold them with the wrong ideas, telling them that, oh, there's never going to be peace between South Africa and Nigerians. Nigerians are monkeys. South Africans are the best people. No. If we keep doing passing the wrong information, we will not get peace. But can peace ever reign? Yes, if we give out the right information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Suzanne.
I agree with my partner. I said somebody's a monkey. We become what we eat. Usually, it doesn't mean if you eat sugar, it'll be sugar. You know, where we come from actually tells you about what the kind of a person I am. Because what our parents used to say, I grew up in a household where my father would say, yes, you're the best. You know, even if when I don't have the confidence, I remember he's with that, yes, you're the best. You know, even if he's playing, he'd be like, yes, you're the best. So I carry that throughout because I become what he said to me, you know. So no child in grade one will understand what is a foreigner, will understand who another person that is coming from another state or whatever. It's whatever is being said at home. If you see children playing at the daycares where maybe it's black and white and they play together, you will see that these people don't understand what is being what do you call it, being separated because of a skin color. They will love each other, they will even grow together if both families want to be a family of peace per se. So now when you hear somebody says Jay is a kafir, it's because they taught them that this is a kafir, this is a monkey. Hate is being taught. If you cannot teach your kid a hate, they won't practice hate because they don't understand and they don't know it. So most of the things that are being taught at home, and we are the problem as parents. We are the main cause as people of all those things. It means we need to go back to the drawing board and understand that we are all humans. Hence the 2063 mission of One Africa, where we will see each other as a brothers and sisters, literally my brother and sister. I wouldn't want to harm you as my brother. I won't see you from another state as my brother. I'll see you as a brother whom I can work with, can eat with, without pointing fingers. Because we teach our kids to hate. Because if we didn't teach hate, they won't be saying such words. They won't utter such hatred words. Instead, they will just fall in love, be friends, and grow together. So what I'm trying to say, we are the problem. We are the foundation of everything. We are teaching our kids what to say and when they say mama, I think they just know mama and daddy. Then some of the words we are them teaching them when growing up, we feed them that hate. So we need to rectify that from our grassroots and from home, so that we can have better kids, we can have better people, we can raise better people and show kindness to another. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Adding to what Rosanna has said about our parenting and us failing our kids, there was a podcast that I was watching which is talking about the family dynamics. And the question was like, is it useful to have kids? in this century? Is it useful to have kids? Because before before the cities, people rushing to the cities to go find work and so on, before the purpose of having a child was there, because the family will have a huge land, and then they will decide, okay, in order for us to be able to have help so that we can plow and plant this land, we need to have kids. And so the purpose was for that we carry on the legacy of the family. And then it changed in South Africa during the apartheid days, probably for the entire Africa during the colonization era, whereby the purpose was that we were raising strong kids to fight the colonizer, to fight for the freedom. And then we had this so-called freedom. And now we are in an era whereby we're now hating each other. It's no longer a purpose of fighting the colonizer and the oppressor. So as parents, we need to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of us giving birth? Why are we bringing kids to the world? What is the purpose? Because I think it has to start there. Like, are we raising them to carry the legacy of peace, or are we raising them just to be a number on earth? Because we are talking about the vision of 2063, One Africa, but who's going to carry that? Because probably none of us will be here, or will still be here, or will just be old to carry on that. So it's all about asking ourselves, are the children we are raising now be able to carry that vision onward? Even if we can talk about our leaders, they won't be here. Our leaders won't be here. And we had the presidents who were oppressing us before, but there were people who were still fighting for that freedom. Even now, we're still talking about Steve Biko, the Chris Hani. Do we have all those people now that we can say these are the people that we carry Africa, like that vision of seeing one Africa without borders, without with a flowing currency, with an enriched Africa? Yeah, that's me. That's just my point.
Okay, thank you very much, Portia. Um,
Oh,
from my own side, just like you said, it's youth o'clock actually. And when you say youth o'clock, every youth is involved, and in really changing this world, because I think the platforms to that's easy for us to use to, you know, to promote peace and, you know, change everything that's happening in Africa and the world at large. It's we have politics, uh, some frames, you know, those things that actually hold a country, which is government. And how many youths these days are participating in this government activities? You know, the politics. In my country here, I don't think we have gotten to that stage where where they now grant youths to participate in politics. For example, if you are coming to contest for a president in Nigeria and you're less than 60, trust me, I don't nobody nobody wants you there, because the old cabals believe it should be circulated around themselves. So now it doesn't give chance, because these cabals don't really, not that they don't know what the youths want or what's going to better their country and the world at large. They know all these things. But so sorry guys, my network went bad. So like I was saying, for the fact that they have their own goals. These old cabals will not allow these youths come in to do their thing. So now, in other words, the only thing I am thinking of, or the only way, I think direct mouth to mouth convincing is also one thing that will help. Direct mouth to mouth, face to face. Yo, this is it. This is how it should be. Don't make it look like this. Say no to xenophobia. Say no to many other things that are really hindering us to move forward. Because I believe when we love ourselves, when we now understand that, yes, we are one, it's going to be easy for us to move forward. Thank you. I see you, Rosanna. Your hand is up. You want to say something? Sorry, Suzan.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you like 110%. Politically wise in South Africa, we have the youth that is active, the youth that are willing to change the narrative. But due to the statistics, there are still few. We still have very few people, and even organizations that promote peace. We have, but because they are NGOs, they can only participate to this point. They cannot participate beyond due to the financial strains, and hence maybe we can try your method. The method you suggested is working 100% so, because when you practice kindness or showing telling them or sharing about peace, it's more of people can relate. You also take them back to how to become a human being. So now, politically wise, I would say all our African politics, if you check South Africa, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and others, people who are leading us are very old. They can even read a speech that they don't get. And you understand that they don't understand because they don't want questions, you see. So now, as the youth trying to also participate in politics, although sometimes I participate, sometimes I don't, due to certain things that are happening in politics, we are definitely trying to thrive there. And those who are following my step will definitely be part of the Africa we want, because they know that my values aligns very much with the Africa I want, because I believe that a human being has to be treated with humanity, respect, and carried with dignity. So yes, we are here, but unfortunately our doors are being shut because we don't do what they are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Suzan. Thank you very much. So it's more like a question, or just like what I think I've been seeing around lately. There's this project called Agile Project in Nigeria. Yeah, if those that are from Nigeria might have heard about it. Agile Project, I think it's still part of the Agenda 2063 vision, educating the girl child. And what these people do basically is they move around to rural areas. They set up in the capital of a state, then they move around to rural areas, do their publicities, and pick the girl child. They want to educate them because in some certain states, I don't know in SA, but in Nigeria here, let me just use Nigeria. Some states, it's like it's hard for them. They don't find the girl child education. Just finish their high school, trying to further into tertiary institution, but they're going to tell you that there's no money. And when you get to ask them the more, they'll say their parents will not sponsor them. So they just rather kill their dreams that way. And I think that was how they brought Agile Project. So is it sponsored by the World Bank though? I think they're doing a great job for now. we don't know if there's going to be a glitch later. Yeah, but for now, they are doing a great job. So with things like this, also it's going to help the society and the continent at large. Thank you. You want to say something, Suzanne?
Oh, I've been raising it from,
Okay,
okay, but
okay.
it's fine. For the girl child movement or the support of the girl child, it's something that is, we have to support it, and we believe that it's equality on the United Nations SDGs, trying to maybe eradicate the problem of inequality, where the girl child will get the same opportunity as a boy child. The fortunate enough is that South Africa already has achieved the mandate where we are empowered as women and as youth and girls, where the empowerment has spread as a wildfire, that every girl, they're trying to get them sanitary towels on a monthly basis. They're trying to, there are more of the girl child and women empowerment. It's on every province there's something about women empowerment, and women are empowered because looking at the statistics of women in the male dominated fields, how they are achieving in the organizations, private, and that's when you'll see that the girl child now in South Africa is more empowered than the boy child. It means that the girl child is winning on the other side. You know, regardless of the social economic problems, the girl child is winning, and they have support where the government is also have a budget for strictly for that initiatives. So at least South Africa will say they are winning on that side. With Nigeria, I believe that if they can also look at it from that point, they can win on the problem. But my hand was raised from that previous question so that Stephen can also answer some. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Well said, Suzanne. Thank you very much. Do we have any other contributions, questions? Okay, I see you, Portia.
Yeah, just to add on that the vision of 2063 is somehow happening in other spheres. I'm um I'm mostly in the art industry. It has been happening for a very long time, whereby artists will collaborate from different parts of the world. There's mobility funds that will encourage collaboration. Now, recently, that is actually supported by Gute, Institution Française, and I think British Council. So I love the art industry. We don't see nations, we don't see color, we don't, like, we just forget about that. We are here to work, we are here to share the skills. I wish I wish the entire Africa could be like that, honestly. Because we even forget about this person is from, unless the interest that I want to know um his or her culture. I wish I wish we could impart such interest to other people, because it's really beautiful to know what is happening on the other side of the borders. So at the moment, two of the peace ambassadors, we are trying to work on the funding application for mobility fund and see how they can work together. Probably one comes here in South Africa and the other will be traveling to Nigeria, just so we have the action and stories to tell and say, wow, it did happen and is happening. South Africans are not all xenophobic, and Nigerians are not all biting or eating people. So I love the art industry. I wish we could share that sentiment with everyone in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a great wish, and I believe it's going to come to pass. one of these days, soonest. So for the mobility funding and all that, by His grace, we are going to get sponsors for that, and that way we could visit both countries and see the greatness in the countries and not really the atom of the bad thing, because actually the negative part is just an atom in every country. It's a small thing that's being ignited by some firecrackers at the end of the day, and they keep fueling it low key. So you just end up going to the country and see that what they're actually publishing every day, it's not it. Keeping the good side out of it and just publishing that little part of the negativity. So with time, I believe we're going to have a
Does anyone else have an input or a question before we close?
change, greater one, a greater change. That's great. Thank you. Let's commend the speakers, Suzan and Steven. Indeed, your partnership is top notch way. You both did justice to this. I must say, both did justice. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for also coming through. Much appreciated for your time and effort.
And so, please, we should also see how we'll help in promoting our pages, because as we are growing, we actually need followers, and that way we can easily seek for things, and anywhere we go they know that we're not just there, we're actually doing something, if you understand what I'm saying. So let's keep spreading the good news, show some love, try to settle disputes, be a mediator, and wherever you find yourself.
Okay, just one more thing. Can you please
Things work out fine.
I would also like to ask that people, can you please send through your pictures, like a portrait picture of I'll send the specifics on the group, and also a little bit about yourself, so that we can be able to promote this movement and to bring the awareness to people that we are actually doing the Unity Challenge and it's really working. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, that's important. So we just have a little bio of ourselves. So we as the founders we're going to start, and everyone will follow suit. Thank you very much, guys. In the absence of any other thing, I think we actually beat the time today. 1 hour. That's great. So if there's no any other thing, we are going to call it a wrap. Thank you very much, Peace Ambassadors. And you all sleep tight. Bye for now. See you
All
next
right,
week.
bye everybody. Thank you.
Good night,
It was an amazing
everyone.
session with you all.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yo, what's up, man?
I'm
Hey,
trying
yo.
to stop the record. Wait.